The Magnavox Odyssey is the first video game console in history. It was developed by Ralph Baer, dubbed the father of video games, marketed by Philips subsidiary in the United States, and launched in American stores in September 1972, quickly becoming a sales success. Brown box, prototype. The prototype of this console, developed in 1968, is known as the brown box among video game collectors. In 1951, an American engineer named Ralph Baer worked at Laurel, a company manufacturing high-tech electronic military equipment for aircraft. That year, he was tasked with the goal of building the best television in the world, and he suggested that this perfect television should have some form of interactive game, as an additional feature to differentiate it from other televisions. Although his suggestion was initially ignored, in 1966 Baer finally managed to attract the attention of Sanders Associates, the defense contractor for whom Baer worked, to his idea of creating interactive games on screens. Baer secured an assistant, Bob Tremblay, and was allowed to use an empty room and company materials. In just 1 year, he had prepared a first prototype called TV Game No. 1, which, although not yet playable, allowed him to obtain the necessary funds and the assistance of another engineer, Bill Harrison. Along with occasional help from another engineer named Bill Roosh, they worked on Baer's first console prototype and several interactive games, a game where two white squares chased each other on a black background, a tennis game, and even a modified toy gun that could recognize spots on the screen. Commercialization. The Magnavox Odyssey was the first home video game system. On January 27, 1972, Magnavox began production, and the system was released in May. Magnavox took over the final design of the console and modified the games, adding some more with Baer's permission and support from his team. It consisted of 40 transistors and 40 diodes, capable of generating simple signals on a television screen. Players had to keep track of the score by writing it on paper, as the machine could not keep score. The following year, in 1973, the European launch took place. The release of the Odyssey sparked a worldwide Pong madness, and companies around the world began developing their own machines. Ralph Baer strongly protested when he learned of Magnavox's plans to sell the console only through its own chain stores, not through major distributors. This led many potential buyers to believe it only worked with Magnavox TVs, which was not true, but the company neither confirmed nor denied this idea, using it to sell the console at a discounted price when purchased with a Magnavox TV. Several unethical practices added to Baer's frustration. The sales package included transparent sheets that fit the TV screen to simulate complex graphics, 2 controllers, 6 game cards, play money, a deck of game cards, a roulette wheel, a sheet simulating a soccer field, a score notebook, and a cup with 2 poker dice. Furthermore, the console's price increased significantly to a considerable $100, not including the rifle sold as an additional accessory to the basic pack. Odyssey had clones, with the first one manufactured in Spain. In 1974, the renowned television and radio company Interelectronica S.A. released the Overcool console, quite similar to Odyssey, even with improvements, integrated games, controllers attached to the console, etc. It is considered the first console clone and the first European one in history. Other notable clones include Canal 34, 1976, Telematch from Panoramic, 1975, and the also Spanish Teletennis Multijuegos, 1976, from the Valencian company Tobisa. Despite everything, sales were a success, and around 100,000 units were sold in the first year of its launch, at the price of $100 per unit.